Good evening and welcome to the Cavalex YouTube. I'm Cavan and this is Alex. We're meeting tonight to look over our EP1 samples for our upcoming BBA and BLA wagons. So Alex, why the BBA?
That is a good question, and I have to say that question has been asked quite a few times. The reason we chose the BBA was after the PGA we were considering our next project, and we were getting suggestions.
Yeah, we were getting suggestions of many different types of wagons, weren't we?
Of what to do, and so we decided to ask for, I suppose, firm suggestions of what people would want for a wagon, which we could potentially release as our second model, and the BBA came top by quite a long distance.
Absolutely.
A lot of people wanted them. So that's why it came about. And I'm actually very pleased because I was a big fan of BBA back in the day, certainly in the 80s, behind pairs of Thornaby's finest 37.5s. Used to love that.
Yeah. And the 56s as well.
And obviously 60s. I'm a big 60 fan if you didn't know that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, would you?
No. And so to see them, I mean, I heard the other day that I'm not sure if it was the Scunthorpe to Lackenby, but it had 40. It was loading up. Well, it was an empty rake, but it had 40 BBAs, BDAs, BAAs. I mean, that's right up my street.
That's a long train, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that is a long train.
I'd love to see.
Was that 60 on that one?
I don't know what was on the front. It may would have been a 66. I know, but it'd been nice if it had been a 60. Which actually brings nicely on to our visit last summer to Scunthorpe, which was very, very worthwhile. We gleaned a lot of information. After that visit, how did that affect your approach to the design?
Well, when you can get to crawl all over a rake of these, it gives you a completely new perspective on how the wagons are made and what you've got to sort of produce when you're doing a model of one. When you're sitting going out a track, you don't really appreciate the weight and the detail and that kind of thing. But to get to sort of climb on them and get underneath them and look at what's under there and the bogies and the framework and whatever, and it's not long before you think, well, we've got to do an edged sort of mesh deck on this so we can see all that detail, we can see through to the frame. It's so obvious on the real one. To sort of cover that up on the model would just be sacrilege to the model, really. You've got to do it, so that's the way it went forward.
So when we actually look at a model, first thing obviously is the weight.
Yeah.
Nice and heavy. Why did you choose the metal chassis?
Well, much like the PGA, which was our first wagon, this wagon, in order to incorporate all the levels of detail, be able to see through the deck, see the piping, the bogies and whatever, there's not a lot of places to put a traditional weight in the model, to give it some presence on the track. So the most obvious solution to that is to make the chassis out of metal and put the weight into the actual model itself, and that's something we did on the PGA to allow for the hopper to go right down to the floor, and it's something we've carried on with this in order to allow that mesh deck and allow the open frame on the BLA as well. The chassis had to be metal. Now,
talk me through that superb mesh deck.
Well, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's so fine,
The way you can see through, and
it's fantastic, and you get it on the computer screen and it just looks so big, and you don't appreciate how fine and delicate that looks in real life. And you come and look at this wagon and it's just breathtaking the way you can see through it, and it's so fine. It's beautiful. I'm nothing but pleased with that.
I do like the brass stanchions.
Yeah, that label again. That's another thing that sort of came from the trip to Scunthorpe. You can see all the little holes where all the stanchions can be plugged. They don't have to go down the edge. They can go in the middle for the different loads and whatever. And we've modelled that as well. So the stanchions can be moved and they can be positioned where you like, depending on what load you're putting into, which is something I think you've got to do with a wagon like this, because they carry so many different payloads that you need to be able to model that.
Yeah.
And the idea with the metal stanchions, of course, is that they're more robust to allow you to move them around. And also they're malleable because they're brass, so you can bend them like the real ones.
Yes.
Because the real ones were getting battered all the time. So it's something again we had to do. I think it takes the model to another level, I think.
Yeah, and thing is, from looking at it and then looking at the superb CAD to looking at that, I think we've pretty much achieved what we set out to achieve.
I think so.
I mean, as we appreciate, they are the first DP samples, and so there will be minor tweaks and that to be made. But overall, it's a pretty good wagon, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. We've tried to incorporate as much detail as we can. It's pretty much an exact replica of the real one. We had a lot of trouble photographing and measuring the real one. That it's right up there. I think it's top of the game.
Yeah, it's probably worth taking this opportunity to thank everyone that's supported our BBA project, our PGA project, and has really embraced us, what we're doing, which we're really grateful for. So thank you very much to everyone that's supported us so far.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd like to thank everyone as well. It's been such a great sort of uptake by the public. We've come from nowhere. We've said we're going to produce wagons that are the top of the game, cutting edge, at prices that compete with the big boys and people can afford, and we're trying to do that, and I think a lot of people have jumped on board with that, and we can do but thank them. I think it's an amazing leap of faith for these people.
Yeah, we're hoping to have painted samples of the BBA and BLA at Worley in November, so fingers crossed we'll have those. If you are planning to visit Worley, please do drop by and say hello. Absolutely,
I couldn't agree more. Come to the stand, ask questions, look at the models. You don't have to take our word for that they look great. Come to the stand and see that they look great. I think they're right up there, and I'm sure you'll agree as well. So if any of you want to ask us any questions online, you can contact us through our website at cavalex.com, and also through the links on the social media.
Well, thanks very much for your time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.